They are words that will go down in the history of the United Nations.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
The fiery rhetoric by Donald Trump in his first visit here as US president stunned diplomats. A year on, relations between North Korea and the US have improved, but no one expects the US president, who'll spend 3 days this time at the UN, to be much more restrained. This year, watch what happens in the United Nations' most powerful body, the Security Council. Around the horseshoe table, where ambassadors normally sit, there'll be presidents and prime ministers, although Russia and China will only be sending their foreign ministers. As the US happens to have the monthly rotating presidency, President Trump will chair the meeting, and it's already clear this year he has Iran in his sights. Earlier in the year, he finally pulled the US out of the Iran nuclear deal, an agreement the US and its allies had made with Iran to end its nuclear program in 2015. While the other signatories are still technically in the deal, it looks to be in deep trouble. When I asked the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres about it, he didn't sound confident it would survive.
Is it dead, though?
It's not clear. I think a lot of contacts have been taking place. A lot of negotiations have been taking place between different member states and Iran. And so I think there is an effort.
US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will also chair a Security Council meeting the day after President Trump, this time on North Korea. The situation has changed dramatically in a year. Trump seems to trust Kim Jong-un. The contrast with his approach to Iran is something likely to be causing much discussion among the leadership in Tehran, according to a former Obama administration official who dealt with both countries.
I think there are some Iranians who will say, well, this is why we need to have nuclear weapons. And if we had nuclear weapons, then we could get his attention and we could get his endorsement of us the same way that Trump has endorsed Kim Jong-un. The others who would say, listen, the North Koreans have a completely different security situation. They're able to threaten South Korea in a way that we're not anybody else. Maybe we need to do that.
Leaders from around the world are here in New York, but events at the United Nations are likely to be dominated by President Trump, and the US leader is also likely to be in all the headlines. Diplomats say that's an unfortunate distraction from many of the pressing issues that leaders should be dealing with. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.